Hello everyone, my name is Kinsang Wangdi and today I'm going to discuss about rethinking standardized testing through transformative learning. I remember sitting in silence during an exam, staring at a multiple choice sheet, trying to recall the right answer. Around me, the room was quiet. Everyone was writing. Everyone was focused on getting the correct answer. But I was thinking about something else. I began to wonder, does this really show what I understand? As a future educator, this question stayed with me. Standardized testing has become one of the most dominant ways of measuring success in education. It promises fairness, accountability, and consistency. Every student answers the same question and is judged by the same standard. But over the time, I began to see a problem. Learning became reduced to scores, rankings, and memorizations. Students became focused on performance rather than understanding. The deeper purpose of education, critical thinking, reflections, and personal growth, often disappeared behind the pressure to achieve results. My thinking shifted when I encountered the ideas of Jack Mezzaro. Mezzaro argued that learning is not simply about acquiring information. Real learning is transformative. It happens when people critically reflect on their assumptions, question their perspectives, and begin to see the world differently. He described this process as transformative learning. Suddenly, I began to rethink standardized testing entirely. If education is about transformation, then can learning really be measured only through correct answers? Mezzaro's theory challenged me to think differently about assessment and teaching practice. Instead of focusing only on the correct answer, education should create opportunities for students to reflect, question, and engage in dialogue. This could include reflective journeys, inquiry-based learning, collaborative discussions, and project-based learning. In these spaces, students are not passive receivers of information. They become active participants in meaning-making. As a future teacher, I wanted to create classrooms where students are encouraged not only to succeed academically, but to think critically about themselves and the world around them. These matters become education shapes how young people understand themselves and society. When learning becomes more focused only on performance and scores, students may begin to believe that success is more important than understanding. But transformative learning creates something deeper. It encourages empathy, reflection, confidence, and critical awareness. It helps students become thoughtful individuals rather than simply successful tax takers. In a rapidly changing world, these qualities are just as important as academic achievements. Standardized testing may still have a place in education, but it should not define learning. As educators, we need to rethink what we value in our classroom. We must move beyond measuring only what students can memorize and begin valuing how they question, reflect, and grow. Because perhaps the true purpose of education is not to produce correct answers, but to transform understanding. And maybe the transformation begins when we start asking different questions.